I still remember the way her voice shook that night. Gentle, cautious, almost measured. "Ethan," she whispered, "I'll tell you everything on Friday." Those words clung to my mind long after she left the kitchen. Everything. But what did that even mean? For 3 days, I drifted in a haze of curiosity tangled with quiet dread. My wife, Claire, had never been subtle with her feelings. She was expressive, animated, the kind of woman whose eyes spill secrets before her lips ever opened. Lately, though, those same eyes had grown distant. We'd been married 8 years, enough time to know the rhythm of each other's days, to read the faint signs of joy or withdrawal. She started coming home late, not outrageously late, just late enough that questions rose in my throat, but never left. I wanted to trust her. I still did. But Friday, that word became a finish line I dreaded reaching. Wednesday, I tried to keep things normal. Cooked dinner, set the table just like always. She poked at her food, offered half smiles, and stared at her phone as though it held permission to leave. When I asked if anything was wrong, she murmured, "I just need to clear my head. That's all." By Thursday, pretense was impossible. I went to bed early, feigning sleep. Hours later, I felt the mattress dip. A faint perfume filled the air, not the one she usually wore. She didn't touch me, didn't whisper goodnight, just scrolled on her phone until the screen went dark. That night, I understood something I hadn't wanted to admit. I already knew the truth. I just didn't want to face it. Friday arrived like any other day. I got up, showered, drove to work, but my mind wasn't in it. Every hour I checked my phone, hoping for a message that would summon me to the truth. None came. At 6 p.m., she texted, "Can you meet me at the cafe on River Street?" No emojis, no explanation. Just that. The sky was gray when I arrived. She sat by the window, hair tucked behind one ear, stirring a coffee long gone cold. She looked smaller somehow, fragile. When I walked in, she gave a faint smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I'm glad you came," she said softly. I sat across from her, heart hammering. "You said you'd tell me everything." She nodded, then looked down. For a moment, I thought she might cry, and then she said it. The kind of truth that doesn't scream but seeps into your bones. "I met someone, Ethan." My hands froze around the cup. The air shifted, heavier, colder. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she continued, voice trembling. "It started as a friendship, someone I work with. I didn't mean to." The rest blurred into white noise. I just watched her lips move, listened to her frame her betrayal in words meant to soften it. My mind replayed all the quiet nights, the excuses, the scent of perfume. Everything snapped into place like a cruel jigsaw puzzle. When she finally paused, she reached for my hand. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I wanted to be honest." I didn't speak. I didn't move. The silence between us felt louder than any scream ever could. After a while, I asked, "Is it serious?" Her hesitation said more than words ever could. "I don't know," she admitted finally, "but I can't pretend anymore." I looked out the window. Cars passed. People laughed. Life went on, completely unaware of the collapse happening at our table. And then I realized something. This wasn't the end of our marriage. It was the end of the man I had been within it. That night, the house felt alien, as if I'd stepped into someone else's life. Every photograph, every dent in the furniture echoed a version of us that no longer existed. Claire didn't come home. Around midnight, she texted, "I'll stay at my sister's for a few days. I think it's best." Best. That word stung. Best for who? I didn't reply. I just sat on the couch staring at the blank TV screen, realizing that sometimes silence screams the loudest. I woke before dawn the next morning. Habit. Made coffee. Watched the sun creep over the rooftops. My wedding ring felt heavy, foreign on my hand. I slid it off and placed it on the counter beside my cup. The faint clink marked the moment I decided I was done waiting for explanations that wouldn't heal me. The weekend passed in fragments. Work emails, empty meals, the quiet hum of a house, learning to breathe without her. Sunday night, I drove to the lake where we'd sat on our 3rd anniversary. eating takeout, and planning a future that now felt like fiction. I watched the water ripple under the fading light. For the first time in years, I allowed myself to feel anger, not just at her, but at me for ignoring the signs, for romanticizing patience, for believing love alone could keep someone from drifting. By Monday, I began clearing the house, not out of spite, but survival. Her things still carried her scent. Vanilla lotion, perfume not meant for me. I packed everything carefully. When I reached our wedding photo, I paused. She was smiling, hand in mine. I traced the edge of my thumb and then set it face down. "That night," she called. Her voice was small. "Can we talk?" I hesitated. "About what?" "About us. There is no us, Claire. There's what was and what's left. They're not the same." She exhaled, shaky, a breath that once would have shattered me. "Not now. I made a mistake," she said. "I don't know what I was thinking." "You were thinking you'd be happier with someone else," I said quietly. "Maybe you will be, but not here." Silence stretched until it felt like acceptance. "I never wanted to hurt you," she whispered. "Then you should have promised forever when you meant until," she cried. I didn't. Somewhere along the way, my sorrow had settled into something steadier. Peace, maybe, or resignation. After we hung up, I deleted her number. Not out of anger, but necessity. I understood then that closure doesn't come from answers. It comes from refusing to reopen wounds that never deserved healing. Weeks passed. At work, people noticed I was quieter, more focused. My friend Mark invited me for beers. I declined, not avoiding life, just reclaiming it on my own terms. One evening, I saw her again by accident in a grocery store parking lot. She looked thinner, tired. Our eyes met briefly, and I saw something I hadn't expected. Regret, maybe even understanding. She gave a weak smile. I nodded back. No words, no confrontation, just two people acknowledging the ghost of what had been. Driving away, I realized something simple and freeing. Sometimes you don't get the apology you deserve, and that's okay. Peace isn't something they give you. It's something you take when you stop waiting. For the first time in months, I felt light, not the light of happiness, but of release.